Chapter 13, how not to die. How not to die, Dr. Michael Greger. And of course, we've realized if we continue to read that he's a doctor that understands that pharmaceuticals will not cut it. But it is food. And this is what we have been learning. We are told we in our councils, we have to become intelligent, wise, understand disease, what it's caused, prevention, cure. Right? And the scriptures point us back to diet and lifestyle. Right? Diet, it plays a very important role. So let us see what we know about. Well, let's see what information we can get here about the prostate. Page. So we're on chapter 13, prostate. We're doing the prostate. And I'm on page 213, which it tells us about the prostate, what the prostate is, right? So the prostate is a walnut-sized gland. It is a gland. That's what it is, right? Located between the bladder and the base of the, male reproductive system, just in front of the rectum, right? So anatomy is something we're supposed to know our bodies, right? Know where things are, right? It surrounds the urethra, the outlet from the bladder, and secretes the fluid portion of semen. Just a glandular tissue in the breast can become cancerous. So can glandular tissue in the prostate, right? So it's saying just as woman has breast tissue, right, which can become cancerous, just so the prostate as a gland can become cancerous also, right? And we know that. Autopsy studies show that about half of men over the age of 80 have prostate cancer. Most men die with prostate cancer without ever knowing they had it. See that?
But how can you not know? I'm gonna raise my hand. How can you not know when your prostate enlarges, you see direct effects in your urinary system? So as a man, if you're going and you're finding that maybe it's difficult or maybe there's urgency in that you want to go, but there's nothing coming out, usually it's just like little droplets, you would start to see, because if you really want to go to the bathroom, you feel it. When you do go, you go. But if you feel like you went, but you still feel full, like you should figure out that maybe something's not right. So how can you? And it seems like it's not like a silent thing, because it's something that we do every day. We pass water every day. So how can you die without?
Now remember what it says. It says that men die with prostate cancer without even knowing. And then you start off saying enlarged prostate. So cancer is not something that you develop overnight.
Yeah.
Cancer is something that takes years upon years upon years to be developed. It's something that takes time to grow. And like we said earlier, men are very reluctant. Men are very reluctant. They would realize that they have an issue and they would play it off. Right? But men die again of other reasons, right? So he may very well have prostate cancer, but he never went to do a checkup. You know, he's there, and maybe he died in a car accident. When they do the autopsy, they realize, okay, probably had it. And he didn't know. You see, it says, many prostate cancers that are detected may never have led to harm, even if they'd gone undiscovered. Unfortunately, not all men are so lucky. Nearly 28,000 die each year from prostate cancer. 28,000 each year, right? Milk and prostate cancer. So there's a link. There's a link between milk. Since the U.S. National Dairy Board was first created by the Dairy and Tobacco Adjustment Act of 1983, it has spent more than $1 billion on advertising. By now, we're all familiar with its various slogans, such as milk is a natural. But is it? Think about it. Humans are the only species who drink milk after being weaned.
Yep.
Hear that? Humans. The only ones drinking milk after they have been weaned. It also does seem a bit unnatural to drink the milk of another species. But you see, the mind has been conditioned.
Right.
You see it?
Years ago, you said milk is for your teeth.
Exactly.
Strong.
For your teeth, for your bones, everything. Right? Milk does a body good.
What is they call us humans?
To keep it strong.
It
But
is-
too much calcium also brittles the bone. Too much and not enough.
What milk does is actually the opposite.
Yeah. Pulls
Because
it
it
out.
makes your body acid. Makes your body acid. And then now your body being acid, your body tries to keep alkaline. So what it does, it pulls calcium from your
Out of
bones.
bones, yeah.
And that's where you have osteoporosis.
I heard something this week that milk gives your body inflammation.
Yes.
Who has that? You hear that?
Yes. It does.
Also, what is happening to us?
Yeah. It inflames the body.
What is it?
That's what it does. It inflames the body. Because like we just read, why are we drinking milk from another species? And why are you still drinking milk as an adult? Why? But the mind has been, you know, we have been brainwashed. Years upon years upon years upon years. And now we have people speaking out against this. You see it? Doctors speaking out and showing you the statistics. All these things they put in us, put in our parents, their parents, all these things were wrong. Why are you drinking milk from another species? Why? It says, what about milk? It does a body good. All foods of animal origin contain sex steroid hormones, such as estrogen. But today's genetically improved dairy cows are milked throughout their pregnancies when their reproductive hormones are particularly high. These hormones, naturally found even in organic cow's milk, may play a role in various associations identified between milk and other dairy products and hormone-related conditions, including acne, diminished male reproductive potential, and premature puberty. The hormone content in milk may explain why women who drink it appear to have 5 times the rate of twin births compared with women who do not drink milk. So they pump in so much hormones. They pump in so much hormones in this thing. And you now drinking it now, it has an effect on you. It has an effect on you.
I was watching something about the same cow incident like the farm, or they produce, and they show that they did not want, I don't know, man just changing the natural way about God.
Yes.
So what they did, they will have all these cows, right? But they don't want the bull. So what they would do, they will like get rid of the bull. So the natural way to get pregnant, they don't do that. They would inject them and but these artificial stuff to pregnate the cows. As soon as they give birth, that calf don't suck from the mother. They take that calf away and put all the calves in one area and then take the mother right away and start pumping her milk.
To give it to who? To give it to who?
Not
You see the science in what they're doing.
Wow.
As soon as it gives birth, they separate the calf from the mother. So that calf is not getting that milk that it's supposed to drink.
Mm-hmm.
And they're giving it to who?
You go to the store and buy it.
They're milking the cow and they're giving it to who?
Us.
You.
Terrible.
Well, before.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying like they take away the natural way.
Exactly.
So everything they put inside that cow, it comes to you.
Even with the human babies also. Now the woman hormone is so messed up. She gives birth, she cannot even produce milk.
True.
So right away they start pumping this artificial formula,
Mm-hmm.
feeding the baby on that formula. You see it? It says Mother Nature designs cow's milk to put a few hundred pounds on a baby calf within a few months. A lifetime of human exposure to these growth factors in milk may help explain the connections found between dairy consumption and certain cancers. You see that? So dairy plays a key role in cancer development. Majority of people don't know that. All these growth hormones plus these animals, their sicknesses and all these different things. Right? So leading Harvard University nutrition experts have expressed concern that the hormones in dairy products and other growth factors could stimulate the growth of hormone-sensitive tumors. Evidence suggests that dairy could also promote the conversion of pre-cancerous lesions or mutated cells into invasive cancers. Concerns about milk and other dairy products first arose from population scale data such as the 25-fold increase in prostate cancer in Japanese men since World War II, which coincided with a 7-fold increase in egg consumption, 9-fold increase in meat consumption, and a 20-fold increase in dairy consumption. You see that? So dairy, animal products basically. Animal products, dairy, eggs. All these things increase the risk of developing cancer. To control for as many variables as possible, the researchers devised an experiment in which they dripped milk on human prostate cancer cells in a petri dish. The researchers chose organic cow's milk to exclude any effect of added hormones, such as the bovine growth hormone, which is commonly injected into conventionally raised cows so they produce more milk. The researchers found that cow's milk stimulated the growth of human prostate cancer cells in each of the 14 separate experiments, producing an average increase in cancer growth rate of more than 30%. You see that?
The organic milk.
Yeah, they use the organic cow milk and it still produced the cancer causing effects. It still did that. In contrast, almond milk suppressed the growth of the cancer cells by more than 30%. What milk?
Almond.
So you're saying almond milk had a reverse effect. How many of us use almond milk?
I have to say something.
That almond milk, what's the name? What's the brand they sell? Breeze?
They have a lot.
That breeze is not good, you know. That breeze almond milk is not good. I think that one has dairy inside it.
Yeah, dairy inside.
They have dairy in it. They have dairy in it. Yeah, this almond breeze. The almond
I have
breeze.
something on that.
Yes, that's no good. That's no good. He says, but you may be wondering if you don't drink milk, what will happen to your bones, right? Doesn't milk help prevent osteoporosis? It turns out that the promised benefit may be just another empty marketing ploy. A meta-analysis of cow's milk intake and hip fracture studies show no significant protection. Bolster pig bone mass? No. Even if you were to start drinking milk during adolescence in an attempt to bolster pig bone mass, it probably wouldn't reduce your chances of fracture later in life. One recent set of studies involving 100,000 men and women followed for up to 2 decades even suggests milk may increase bone and hip fracture rates.
It's God mercy keeping us.
Yes. And do your research. Those countries who use the most amount of milk, these European countries also, Norway and Netherlands, all these places, they have very high risk of osteoporosis. Very, very high risk. So milk not only weakens your bones, but increase your chance of cancer. Right? Eggs. Eggs, page 215, eggs, colon, and cancer. More than 2 million men are currently living with prostate cancer, but living with prostate cancer is better than dying from it. Yes?
Yes.
Mhm.
You get old.
If the cancer is caught while still localized within the prostate, the chances of it killing you within the next 5 years are practically nil. You hear that? If you catch it early enough and it's not spread, and you start to take control, but you have to be aggressive. That's the thing. We discover these things, and then we have like a laid back approach. These things, when they come to kill. You catch them at an early stage, you have to be very aggressive with your treatment with this thing. Very aggressive. Now we as Caribbean people, we grew up and they tell us, steam fish, and all them different things, to build up the man. And the woman go home and she cooking that up for her husband. Years upon years she cooking that for the man and feeding up the man with that. Thinking, well, it's something good she doing. Only while she killing the man. Only while she killing the man. The man end up with erectile dysfunction and all kind of different things. And now the relationship in a trouble now. The man can't perform when he have to perform his duties as a husband. And big problem now in the relationship. Why? Because of the steamed fish. Man's ways is coming in. It's pushing out the way of God. Right? So that's why we are called to research. We have to research. We cannot be still left on them fish thing and be saying, oh, Jesus eat fish.
Yeah.
Christians like we like use that. Oh, Jesus eat fish. And you're saying the sea wasn't polluted as it was. You see it? All these things, all them things we have, all them nuclear leaking into the sea and all them oil rig, all them things mess up all the water and all kind of different things going on. Sewage, all kind of different things going on in the sea right now. So if we're still there, oh, Jesus ate fish. Right? So we see milk, it's no good. But we see eggs, more than 2 million men are currently living with prostate cancer, but living with prostate cancer is better than dying with it. If cancer is caught while still localized within the prostate, the chances of it killing you within the next 5 years are practically nil. However, if the cancer spreads far enough, your chances of surviving 5 years may be as low as 1 in 3. For this reason, scientists have been desperate to identify factors involved in the spread of prostate cancer once it has emerged. Hoping to identify possible culprits, Harvard University researchers recruited more than 1,000 men with early stage prostate cancer and followed them for several years. Compared with men who rarely ate eggs, men who ate even less than a single egg a day appeared to have twice the risk of prostate cancer progression, such as metastasizing into the bones. You hear that? So those who consume egg, men who consume eggs have a higher risk than those who don't consume eggs. Right. Let's look at, so we see eggs, we see poultry, we see milk, flesh. It says, based on the Harvard University prostate cancer progression and mortality data declared above, eggs and poultry may be the worst offenders, right? So patients may face twice the cancer progression risk from eating less than a single egg per day and up to quadruple the risk from eating less than a single serving of chicken or turkey daily. On the other hand, if you were to add only one thing to your diet, consider cruciferous vegetables. Less than a single serving a day of broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, cauliflower, or kale may cut the risk of cancer progression by more than half. See that? Yeah?
Talking about raw.
Steam.
Yeah, you lightly steam. You don't overcook. You don't want to overcook this stuff. You don't want to kill it. You want me to repeat, Pastor?
Yes.
You say, on the other hand, if you were to add only one thing to their diet, consider cruciferous vegetables. Less than a single serving a day of broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, cauliflower, or kale may cut the risk of cancer progression by more than half. So it's giving you a hint of what to put in your diet. Or if you're going to recommend, if someone has prostate issues, or you right away you point them to the veggies. Right? Again, flax seeds. How many of us have regularly use flax seeds? That's right. Buy the whole flax seed. Buy the whole. Yeah. Because if you buy it grounded, you lose. By the time you ground it, you start to lose. Just like the garlic. You crush the garlic, you start to lose. So by the time you buy this ground flax seed, you don't know how long it's been sitting on the shelf. You don't know how long it's been processed. So by the time you buy it, you basically buying. You just buying fiber basically. So buy your whole. Buy the flaxseed. It's better to use the flaxseed whole. And when you're making it, crush it then.
Yes.
And then use it. So flax seeds. Flax seeds. Even better, flax seeds may also be able to prevent prostate cancer from advancing to that stage. From advancing. Flax seeds. Just by adding flax seeds, if the man has prostate issues or cancer for that seed.
So flaxseed,
Yeah.
the seeds can last for a long time.
Yes. Yes. But keep it whole. If you're gonna store it, store it whole. When you're ready, you don't buy the crusher. Or don't crush it and store it.
But you can sprinkle the seeds too, right?
Yes. Use it like that. So flax seeds.
What about the oil?
Flaxseed oil, very good also. Get the whole flaxseed, get the oil, use it. Located just below the bladder in men and surrounds the top portion of the tube that drains urine from the bladder, right? The prostate primary function is to produce the fluid that nourishes and transports seminal fluid, right? So this is the bladder, right? This is the urine in the bladder. This is where the urine is supposed to pass, and this is where the prostate is. You see it? So you see when it enlarges, what happens? When it enlarges, it blocks this. And that's where the man have problem urinating. Once it enlarges, it blocks that tube. Right? And that is it here normal. And you see when it's enlarged, you see what it does? So it block up the passage and make it difficult for the man to urinate. And when he go to the doctor, what the doctor do for him? Yeah. The man push a tube, a catheter, yeah. Push a tube, and the tube would go from the tip of the penis way into the bladder.
Painful.
Yeah. Yeah. It would that thing would go. So you see, when they use this catheter, it's not really addressing the problem yet.
No.
It's actually addressing the symptoms because the man.
It's infection.
Exactly.
Because it's a foreign.
Yeah.
It's something foreign.
So look at this. The process is inflamed. It is inflamed. It's preventing the fluid from coming down as it should. And he take this tube and he push it in. He's trying to get the fluid out. But what is he doing to get the prostate down? What is he doing?
Nothing.
So he's actually dealing with the symptoms and not the actual problem. See it? So, symptoms of enlarged prostate, increased frequency of urination, frequent and urgent need to urinate, because it's this. You think like you go to, it's empty, but it's not. So you have that urge. Weak urine stream or stream that stops and starts dribbling at the end of urination, inability to completely empty the blood. So all these things will be happening. Right? Causes of BPH and enlarged prostate, dihydrotestosterone. Right? Is a hormone that stimulates the development of the male characteristics, right? Androgen. Is made through conversion. It is made through conversion of more commonly known androgen and testosterone. Almost 10% of testosterone produced by an adult each day is converted to dihydrotestosterone. This takes place in the testes and the prostate in men, in ovaries, in women. In women also. As well as skin and other parts of the body, such as the liver. Certain health conditions associated with high level of DHT include benign prostatic hyperplasia, prostate cancer, alopecia, male pattern baldness. You see that? The man with the male pattern baldness, with high DHT. Or the women, polycystic ovarian syndrome, PCOS, right? Fibroids. So it affects the woman in the uterus. Number one herb, saw palmetto. Saw palmetto is a potent blocker of what? DHT. Shown to reduce prostate enlargement and helps hair growth and improves urine flow. Saw palmetto. I have the extract here. See the name, whatever. Saw palmetto. And not because as a man you don't have these issues, that you should not use this saw palmetto. Right? You're supposed to be maintaining yourself. Don't wait until you get sick as a man to start taking care of yourself. So, the men here, I expect you guys to get a supplement on your time. Very good. And it's very good for women also. Very good. Very good for the women.
So you said that
So,
what
it will do, it will shrink the prostate. But the moment the prostate start to go back to normal, then you'll start to get your... Because it's like I said to you, it's inflamed and it's squeezing the pipe. So this one reverses that. This one it does, reverses that. So palmetto. Another herb called gravel root. I think I showed you this one before. Gravel root. Gravel root. Leaves and roots are good for the kidney infection. Painful, of course, if the man, painful urination. Enlarged prostate, chills, colds, rheumatism, diarrhea. Gravel root.
Don't change.
Okay. We good? We have it? So Berlin, we there? Gravel root. Alright, what else we have? Crab back. This is for pain also, yeah?
Yeah.
Pain and your painful urination and stuff. And it's very good for the woman also.
Yeah.
Painful cramps, menstrual, pain, very big stuff. This crab back.
Yes.
Cranback,
What else we have?
Oregon grape. Oregon grape root. Now this, if you don't get this, you're gonna use for infection. If like you know the bladder is filled with urine, right? So you may have urinary infection, or the infection will even go up to the kidneys. You have kidney infection. So Oregon grape. Oregon grape. Oregon grape you can substitute for golden seal because
It looks
it's
similar.
cheaper, but they have the same compound called berberine. This is the thing; they make them similar.
So
if you don't-
still have that ring.
Golden seal have berberine. Berberine is good for diabetes, lowers blood sugar, and it fights infection. So both of them have berberine. Oregon grape, golden seal, or barberry. Barberry. These three have berberine. Right? So we use this for infection. It's very good stuff. Another one, pygium bark. Pygium. Again, this one is like a saw palmetto to shrink the prostate and to balance the hormones back. And pygium bark. Pygium. And here's a mix. Take down this mix. Is something you can make it like if you know there's a. You can mix it like this. Saw palmetto, gravel root, cranback, gravel root and cranback. You know, they interchangeable also. So if you don't have one, you can use the other. Oregon grape and mullein. Mullein, we know mullein is mullein not only for the lungs and everything like this, but mullein is a glandular herb also. So the prostate is a gland, correct? So the mullein will help the gland prostate. Mullein, we know mullein. One of the herbs we should be drinking right now is very good for the lungs. Antiviral, mullein.
Yep.
That one we
Get
should
some
be
in my
drinking.
food here.
Gotta get some this summer.
Mhm.
Gotta get it up this summer.
Take that. So you can make that and recommend buy stuff. You get it in powder. If you get everything in powder, it's good. You mix up everything together. And again, a part could be. It depends on how much you make it. So a part can be 1 ounce, a teaspoon, whatever. So you according to the amount you want, you make it. But just know saw palmetto is the most you want.
Also the saw palmetto.
The major herb you want. That's equal to it.
This is Oregon grapefruit.
Red clover. I think I have some red clover.
Is that shiitake as a mushroom?
The mushrooms. You need to heat the mushrooms. Yeah, this red clover.
Those also grow everywhere.
This thing grows, this red clover, this should be your number one herb if you're dealing with cancer. Red clover. And that thing grows everywhere.
And it's good for diabetes.
This thing is everywhere.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Right? It's everywhere.
What the red and the white is the same, right?
Yep, same thing. Same thing. Make sure you have red clover.
Where's the supplement?
This is supplemental.
As a forest one.
So red clover, saw palmetto,
Supplemental.
other cordiaco, chaparral.
Echinacea. These things will help with the immune system. Echinacea will help to clean the blood. This is anti-cancerous. The shiitake mushroom, anti-cancerous. Astragalus. You can add some astragalus. This is a astragalus. Astragalus powder. This astragalus is good for antiviral. It helps you recover from stress. So if you want to build testosterone, astragalus for the men. Shiitake, periwinkle. What else? And this also the man a sitz bath, right? A sitz bath. Sits. It's a soak, like you soak in the prostate. You're sitting down and the warm water. Sit down in the warm water to help the prostate. It's something else the man can do, right? Because sometimes a lot of pain. Sometimes it's painful. So this is something the man can do. A sit bath. You can do it in a tub also. You can do this in your tub. Fill it up with warm water. You add some mullein to the water. Add some mullein because mullein again a glandular herb. And soak. The man would soak himself. You sit down and help to relax the prostate.
It's gonna mix it up.
Only cancer alive is prostate?
Huh?
Only cancer alive is prostate?
No. You have just prostatitis, just inflammation. You have inflammation. You have different things. You have inflammation, you have infection, you have, cancer. These are just different things. So enlarged prostate is not necessarily cancer. It's just inflamed. Right? Just inflamed. So a sitz bath. You could do. Benefit of a sitz bath, it's a form of hydrotherapy. It's a form of hydrotherapy used to relieve BPH. Yes. It helps to relax the full muscle of the prostate, easing constriction of the urethra and bladder neck, and increasing blood circulation to the pelvic region. Right, so we do. Enemas. Other helpful stuff they could do enema. Remember I showed you enema bag? Why you may recommend an enema for prostate? To go to check your prostate, sometimes what the doctor has to do, how he has to check it. Give me one way.
Insert his fingers.
Yes. So he insert his finger into the man's rectum. And what could cause inflammation of the prostate is that constipation. You see, that stagnation there can cause that because of where the prostate is. So enema, bowel cleanse.
Also, can homosexual activity cause that too?
Huh?
Homosexual activity can cause that too? I'm curious, I'm not trying to be funny, I'm just asking.
Maybe. Yeah, that might. Yeah, because the way the design is not for anything to go up, like that, to come out. So that may very well.
Supplemental.
Yeah. That may very well be, because they have STDs and you have all different things.
Right.
So that may very well. 8 laws. Again, you can do a cleanse. When you deal with any disease, you do cleanse. Bowel cleanse, alkaline diet. And this you could use for erectile dysfunction if somebody is, again another issue, erectile dysfunction. And this thing destroy marriages and all kind of different things. To destroy relationship is not nice. So I just put it in there in the end, so because all these things are related. So to some extent. So supplemental maca, astragalus, ginseng. Some ginseng. Damiana, honey goat meal, cayenne, water and tonic. So you get this stuff, powder preferably, mix up everything together and take. And of course, stress kills anything. Any and everything, stress kills everything. So if the man has issues like this and is stressful, and he continues, he takes this stuff and he still is stressful in the conditions, it don't make no sense. So put away the stress, put away what's causing whatever, and start making the changes. Do a cleanse, do this, buy this stuff, this, da, 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 da. Also zinc for men. Zinc. This one comes with pumpkin seed. Pumpkin seed for men, packed with zinc. This is what we should be using as men. Don't wait until you get sick to use this thing. Don't wait until you get sick or you have issues to use these things. Pumpkin seeds, zinc, flax seeds. This zinc comes with pumpkin seeds. They make it with pumpkin seeds also. So, you know.